Alright, so we're going to do a video here on the phone demo, okay? And as far as the phone demo goes, this phone demonstration is really for people who live out of the area. Phone demonstrations are not to replace actual demos. They're in addition to, they're a supplemental program that will help you, max out your fast start. And really, you should be doing phone demos for if you know people who live maybe in California, and then you can do, because you can't do a demonstration, at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night, for someone here in the East Coast. If you know someone who lives in California, or maybe somewhere in Nevada or something along those lines, or somebody lives far away, you can do this, at 11 o'clock, and there it's still, I don't even know what time, 7 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock there. So, or it's for people who you just can't see, maybe they live too far away. Now what you have to do though is you have to set up a time with them, you have to call them, you have to let them know that you need about 45 minutes to an hour of their time, okay? And you say, hey, look, the same thing that you were doing as if you were going to do a presentation. You say, hey, I got this new job, and I have to conduct a phone interview, and I would need you and your husband together and access to the internet. I get paid, for doing it, okay? So now phone demonstration, just so you know, do not count for base pay. It's not something that you would get base pay on because you're not actually cutting rope and leather and doing the demonstration. But tell people you get credit or you want them to sit down. The objective, if you're trying to get base pay, then don't do phone demos. But you also don't understand the concept of our job and how much money you make, on a sale. And so for talking on the phone for a little bit with someone, you could potentially make a lot of money if you use the phone presentation. So here's the phone demo, okay? So please print this out. You can find it, below in the link down below here. Print it out, read it over. I highly recommend you read it over. I highly recommend you actually try it first, like actually go through the website and follow the directions before you actually do it live. Like, don't just print this out and try to read it and do it, the first time with somebody on the phone. You actually should run through the entire thing, just like we practice your presentation and training. You want to practice the phone demonstration beforehand. So what you're going to need is you're going to need, by the way, it does say on the manual that you should do this in the office. Do this around assistant managers or your manager, because if you do this in the office and the customers come up with some question or something that you don't understand or you don't know how to answer, you literally can just say, hey, you know what, hold on, let me just ask my manager about that, and they can help you out immediately with any kind of pricing or any kind of question the customer might have, and they can get you good deals right off the bat because they just know how to do these things and work them out a little bit better than you. You're brand new. So what you're going to need this training manual. You're going to need a computer with internet access. They're going to go to the Cutco.com webpage. You have an order form ready, your price list ready, and your email available. Okay, so when you're doing this phone demo, I'm kind of reading some of the notes here that I took on here. Remember to set up rapport. Ask them to put you on speakerphone. You want to talk to the husband and wife at the same time. Now, as far as the videos go, when they're watching the videos, the videos are good demonstrations. When they're watching the actual Cutco clips, you don't have to do every single one that's on here, by the way. If you feel like it's starting to drag on, or if the people are starting to get the point of it, remember, you should be doing phone demos, especially in your fast start, with people who you know or kind of sort of know. You shouldn't be doing phone demos for recommendations, especially in your first 10 days. Like, if you don't know the person at all, I would highly recommend not doing this unless it's like your mom's like, you need to call this person, blah blah blah, and it's somebody that's very close to somebody that you're very close to. So, but so you have them, you build a little bit of rapport, you explain to them what you're doing, and that you're going to go through pretty quickly. You have them scroll down, go through the videos. This is all part of the notes here, okay? You have them go through the paring knife, the trimmer video, the chef knife video, the spatula spreader video. If you want to hold off on the butcher knife or the slicers, you can, or you maybe want to do one of those two. Super shears, table knife. All right, so those are all main things that they need to see. Okay, you definitely want to go through the Modern Marvels piece, and then it has in the actual phone demo some things you can say as the Modern Marvels piece is playing. All of the Cutco videos are only about a minute, 2 minutes, with the chef doing his thing, but the Modern Marvel's video is about 7 minutes long, so you want to kind of say a couple of things, and it's all in the training manual as you're going through, just to keep them. They just don't want to sit there and watch you. As much as you guys, as college students, typically watch YouTube and do a lot of stuff. People who are older, in their 30s, 40s, 50s, haven't grown up on YouTube and Facebook, and they don't sit there and watch these clips, as they're not used to, watching these things. They're not as interested in it as, some of the younger generation is, all right? Main thing to focus on is the guarantee. So you go through the guarantee, talk about the guarantee, and you're going to explain to them in a little bit, especially spend time in the 15-day trial period. You want to spend time explaining the trial period. Mrs. Jones, the great thing about the trial period is you can put down a small deposit. You could put down a fifth on any of the sets that I show you in a minute with these products, and that way you can try it out. You kind of date your Cutco before you marry it. So anything at the end, if you decide that you want to get, you could put down a fifth on any of the sets that I'll show you in a couple of minutes, and they would actually send you the entire set to play with. So if there's a couple things that you don't like, you could send that back. If you don't like, whatever you keep is what you'll pay for. Okay, so now, Ms. Jones, honestly, you're probably going to like everything, but I don't want. The point of the guarantee is to make sure that you don't feel like you spent money on something that you didn't really need. Isn't that cool? Great. All right, and then you go to the ultimate set, and you start with that, and you drop down through all the things. Okay. Now the great thing, what you do with the ultimate set is now it has all these notes on every single tool. Again, don't feel the need to berate them with every single tool, but you want to go through. You can do this as a quick overview of what comes in the set. The main thing you want to focus on, though, in the phone demos is try, not buy. It's like you explain to them, Mrs. Jones, most of my demos, Aunt Kathy, most of my demos are done face-to-face, so I have samples so people can actually feel it and try it out, and they can get a better determination of what they like and what they actually use, because there's no way you're going to know what you use unless you actually use it. So here's what comes. So what I would recommend for you to do is to try out this set here, and here's all the things that come in it. And again, anything you don't like, you can always send back. And if you do like everything, you pay it off over 5 months interest-free. Okay, great. And then it has the close here. Now in the close, it does say 150 days. For the trial period. What that is that's the 5 months. Okay, just so you understand whether they're referencing 150 days. That's the whole 5 months. Yeah. 5 months times 30 days would be 150 days. So again, they actually have, they're talking about a 150-day trial period, which, I guess, just so you know, the trial period never ends, because the company doesn't care, because most people don't send back Cutco to get their money back, but that's just how it goes. So, and you close on the $419 number, okay? $419 today, Ms. Jones, and you could try out that complete set. All right, if you decide to keep it, the next month you would get another charge of $419, and it will go over 5 months. Okay, but anything you don't keep, you can always just put back in the box, send it back, and they'll only charge you for what you keep, and they'll spread that out over 5 months. Now, if they go, well, $419, that's a little bit too much, then you drop down to a signature set or a homemaker set, and you find a set that fits for them. Okay, so now what I would highly recommend also is that you have your payment plans listed. It should be in your training manual, but you should have the options ready to go. You want to be able to spit numbers out fast. All right, like you should know they could try out the homemaker with the kitchen tools and shears for, well, it's usually $224 without the kitchen tools and shears, so whatever it is with the kitchen tools and shears. So again, you want to be able to do the math quickly, so make sure you have your investment options all written down there. So that the customer says, well, look, what I can do, I could probably do about, I can't do $419, I could do about $250. You could say, oh, okay, well, Ms. Jones, hey, click on that homemaker set. Okay, so now this doesn't have nearly all the specialty knives or whatnot, but this would be a lot less money. You're talking about half the money, and you can try out still, about 18 pieces there to see if that was something that you want. You can always build up to the rest of the set later, as far as it goes. So how does that sound? It comes out to $224. All right, so have your investment options ready to go before you do the phone demo. So these phone demos, test them out. Some people swear by them. They're great for the end of pushes. They're great for the last day of your fast start, Miracle Mondays. They're great for late night demos if you want to stay up late. Again, if you saw the thing on Kenny Coleman, he had 60 sales, but only I would say about 20 of them were, if I remember from the video, there's about 20 of them that were phone demos and phone sales that he was making. So, so again, to get to the big numbers, you got to pull out all the stops, and that's something that you want to try out. So, if you have any questions, talk to your manager. Make sure you rock your fast start, and we'll talk to you soon.